My name is Father Christopher Jacob Lim Hanley. I am originally born and bred from Penang, the island of Penang, Georgetown, Penang, Malaysia. I'm currently as a parish priest in Houston, in the northern part of Riverina in New South Wales. After Form 5 in 1987, which is year 10, my mom and parents asked me, what would you like to do? I said, I'd like to be a Franciscan. Because I like being a missionary. I wanted to go to India. So I inquired during the holidays in Singapore. I made contact with the Franciscans in Singapore. But I didn't get to join them until 1996, when I was 26 years old. And prior before that, I never knew the difference between Franciscans or Capuchins. So I joined the Capuchins first, actually. 1991, when I was 20. In 1996, I left and joined the Franciscans. I was with them until 2001. I made simple vows, but not solemn vows. So I studied in the St. Francis Xavier Seminary, major seminary in Punggol, to begin my clerical formation when I was still a Franciscan. I was studying for the Franciscans. Then when I left, the studies were temporarily suspended, and I recontinued in the University of Notre Dame. And I continued to study for my priesthood until 2000, at the end of 2013. But I got ordained before that in April the 19th, 2013, in the Church of Priory Church of St. Joseph's, Queen's Park. And when I came here, and I flew across, it was all nice. I knew Sydney and it was very comfortable and it was very, very busy and cosmopolitan. But I had to take the Rex flight to Parkes. That was when, from semi-urban to then the landscape changed in color too. And by the time I reached Parkes, I said, where on earth did I commit myself to come to? So I've been in this diocese since March the 12th, 2015. On the Feast of St. Patrick, I was assigned to go to Parkes to relieve the priest there. So I was there for nearly 3 months. And subsequently, Bishop Kalamba told me, I'm assigning you to be the new administrator of Hay. So I was in Hay from June the 3rd, 2015 until June the 1st, 2021. And subsequently, I had to take on Belrano, and together with that, incorporating the other chapels and churches connected to the parish too. So June the 1st, 2021, I came to this parish in Houston. So really the biggest fear was I didn't have a big amount of money or any amount of money when I first came to Australia. Because of certain occasions of racism that I faced when I was in Hay, I often feel very uncomfortable when I go into a gathering where it's purely all, I'm sorry about white Australians. I feel very, in a way, uncomfortable. Yeah. So, and all the heads will be looking at me, especially in a country setting where it's small. I've always been in a small town, so and you know, and more so the conversation will be hanging around farming, about the weather. You know, I also am homesick occasionally. And oftentimes what will be the difficulty will be, where is my home, bro? Is my home here in Houston? And when I belong to the order, is my home in Perth? And then it's my home in Penang. You know, and when I go back, the family has in a way moved, not physically, but mentally, lifestyle. You know, even though they may be my family, I think I'm more familiar with my parishioners and my close friends here and the diocese. Social communication like WhatsApp, social communication like what, Facebook, primarily for my cultural you know, exploration and all that. Also, whenever I have a doctor here who's from Malaysia, so I do share my cooking and the culture together with him. And also memories, and how we used to do things helps a lot. Yeah. Definitely. In fact, there are days when I feel very despondent. I still ask the question whether it would be better to go back home. But my life, I've been here for 18 years now. So, you know, I'm used to it. I often ask this question: why can't I be posted or being a priest in Paris, New York, London, all those glamorous places? But why here? You know, and I deduce it to because this is the will of God for me. God has brought me here for a purpose. I've always had this right from the start when I find it very difficult, that this is not going to be forever. And that my time here, if I learn well, is going to serve me well for future. God knows, maybe a grander position. I'm meant to serve, or maybe a heavier responsibility, so that this time is going to be molding and shaping and preparing me for the next phase to come. Probably I'm the only priest who actually cook for my parishioners. I cook various Malaysian, and coming from my own background, which is straight Chinese or Peranakan food, I actually cook Peranakan food and share them with parishioners who are open to it. And also in my cooking, I also reach out to migrants as well, who are from Malaysia, and and they also share their food with me too. So the other aspect is that over here, whenever I can, when I was in A, I actually do the flower arrangements. I use my own money to decorate the church and also like share my cooking even with the school too. So like I do the flower arrangement, and well, over here you have to get real flowers, so I buy artificial flowers and change them every week. So and then when it comes to feasts like Christmas and Easter, I put in that Asian flavor of more elaborate decorations, you know, and realistic. Being a former Franciscan, they put a very large-scale, realistic nativity scene. I must acknowledge the help of my a few parishioners who are still true and very good friends with me and have been very, very helpful. Even not only about the how to deal with and how to live in the country, but how to drive in the country roads too. I think without them, I will be very, very lost and impoverished in my ministry here. So to them, I really thank God for the gift of them coming into my life. And in fact, when I was in Hay, there's still this lady called Marilyn, who actually adopt me and bring me back to her home. Together with her husband, we will have meals on Friday, Saturday, and even Sundays too. And she had also in the past go with me and offer to drive to outstation masses and all that. And then sometimes bring sandwiches, buy pies and all that, and drinks and fruits and nibblies, and just when we go on these type of trips. Yeah. So it's really certain parishioners who have been very, very helpful and supportive. I learned to live life. I learned to enjoy people's company. I learned to enjoy the freedom that we have here and expression of who you are. Like it's okay to say, I think, I feel. It's something that I've never learned how to do that in Malaysia. If you say too much, you can get beaten up when you're growing up. So the whole emphasis of self is never, groomed into us. So so you have that. But basically, the gift of nature in the country, the freshness of the air, and the whole thing about sharing the resources among each other. My advice would be to be open-minded, to be optimistic, to give yourself time to settle down, and yet not lose the gift of where you come from, not to lose yourself, but like myself, be proud of where I come from and share what you're good at from that country. And you'll find that there are some parishioners and locals and migrants who are going to be open to it. Yeah. And I find that being open to everybody, like even smiling, helps a lot. Or when you drive, put up your hand. Whether you know the person or not, it doesn't matter. They think they will take you as your friend. First of all, through prayer. Definitely through prayer and offering it at Mass. Also, before they are assigned permanently to say a given parish, not so much of a city, but in the country, you give them sort of like a temporary assignment. Say 3 months, 6 months, and see how they go. And if the bishop or people in authority would check, touch base with them and call them to render support is very, very important. And members of that particular community, order, religious congregation, or even what they call it, the diocese, like fellow priests, to call and support them is very, 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 very encouraging.